Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Secrets of Sulphur Springs Season 1 Episode 3 called Straight Outta Time. I know I was gonna do this yesterday, but I decided to do it today. And I'm gonna do Episode 4 today also. Because, I wanted to put a little bit more focus in my main channel, my first channel where I read Harry Potter books and chapters and stuff like that. And I'm now making a commitment. Now I'm in my second semester. It's gonna start this coming week, I should say. So on Mondays I'm gonna read 2 chapters. So that's like 2 chapters a week. So I'm gonna try to show some love for my first channel. And if you're not subscribed to my channel and to that channel, you should. But I have more subscribers there than here, so you probably already are. So who knows? But yeah, I'm gonna continue Deathly Hallows on that channel. But enough about that. So yeah, I definitely wanted to get episodes 3 and 4 done today, so I can get episodes 5 and 6 done tomorrow. So for Monday, I can do my channel update for my new schedule when I'm gonna post videos and stuff like that. Because my classes are different now, so it's gonna be a little bit different. So now as you can see, I'm back in my dorm. And the lighting is obviously better, where it's not just one half light, one half dark. Now you got to see my full face, and it's a white walls. So yeah, it's definitely better. I just got back today, so it's good to be back. And what else do I want to say? Episodes 3 and 4 is I'm gonna be doing that today. 5 and 6 will be tomorrow. Channel update on Monday. And because episode 6 is kind of like because there's 11 episodes, it's kind of like the midway point. I'll just take a little break and get back to Big City Greens, because I haven't done episode 1 yet of season 2, so I need to do that. So that'll be technically next week. This coming week, it will be Big City Greens. How many episodes would that be? Four maybe? I'm not sure. I need to double check on that. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started with episode 3, Straight Outta Time. And okay, and where we last, actually does like a little preview right here, so I don't even have to do it. Wait, actually doesn't do it? No, actually no. Because previously what happened happens before the theme song. So, and this is the theme song right here. So I'll just say, basically just a recap of what happened in episode 2. And I kind of forgot what happened. I just want to say, what I do remember is that Griffin and Harper went back into the portal thing, went back in time, and they were finding Savannah, and like Savannah was doing something in the bushes, and they were like hiding behind bushes and stuff like that, like to see what Savannah's up to. And I think Savannah screamed, and that was it. So that's what I remember from episode 2. And before we get to the theme song and stuff like that, we actually get to see Savannah with Griffin's dad, Ben. And and they're kind of like, he's like pretending to be like the Moss Man, and he's like, "Oh, Benjamin, that's not funny." And he's like, "Why do everyone knows the Moss Man is a myth, urban legend. Why were you screaming then? You know what? Whatever." So they're kind of being playful with each other. To kind of it's kind of flirty, but also kind of just being mischievous. So it's kind of both. And they're kind of like, and they kind of just go out the bushes to see what's going on. And it's like, do you got company? And he's like, oh, Savannah's like, oh, hey, who are you two? And I guess Savannah's really observant. She's like, I know, I recognize everyone from the camp. I don't recognize you two. Like, who are you? And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, oh, we live at the Tremont. What do you say? He's like, my name's Harry, and her name's Hermione. Okay, going Harry Potter route. I don't mind it. And he's like, oh, okay, Harry and Hermione, And he's like, do you want to help out? And he's like, okay, sure. And I'm an environmental type of guy, and hopefully it's not damaging the water. But I'm like, they're putting like this red stuff into like the springs. The Secrets of Sulphur Springs. It's part of Tremont. They have these springs, and it's like, oh, it's gonna make everyone think, oh, there's blood in the water. And I'm like, hopefully that stuff isn't ruining the water or the ecosystem or anything. But I really don't know. So, but spoiler, they get rightfully punished, so it's fine. But what happens next? And then Savannah's like, hey, we all promised, like, we're not gonna say anything. And he's like, oh yeah. And it's like, oh, you two could keep secrets. Oh yeah, for now. So with Harper and Griffin, you're keeping it a secret. They're time travelers, kinda. And then and and Savannah's like, oh, the camp is that way, and the Tremont, the hotel you're going to is that way. See ya. And Ben's like, see ya. And see you later. It's, oh yeah, see ya. And even Ben said, they kind of took the blame for my what was it, that snake thing, the snake prank. He's, oh, sorry about that. Didn't mean to blame it on you. And he's, oh, it's okay. It's kind of funny. And then Harper and Griffin are just talking because they said goodbye to Ben and Savannah. And Ben's, Griffin's like, my dad lied to me. Like, he lied. He said he didn't know Savannah because I asked, remember, what was it, episode 2, I think? Where, the previous episode, where he's like, oh, Dad, did you know Savannah when you were at the Tremont? And he's like, if she was there at camp at the time, I don't know her. Like, I don't know anything about her. And the Griff's like, okay. And now we know they were kind of best friends. Like, maybe had a crush on each other. So he lied. And then, and Harper's kind of kind of remorseful, kind of saying it, but she's kind of like, Griffin, I don't know how to say this, but maybe your dad had something to do with the disappearance of Savannah. I'm just saying. He was really close to her. He's kind of coming back to Tremont to make it all better. And he doesn't want to talk about Savannah at all. And we see he's really close to her. Maybe he had a romantic thing with her. The pieces are there. The puzzle isn't completely formed yet because we don't have all the information, but the pieces are there. And Griffin's kind of in denial, like, no, my dad's not like that. And he's like, well, we're going to find out. And Griffin's like, Harper, maybe we shouldn't do this. And Harper's like, what? Maybe, like, we say Savannah, then what? Because he's kind of, when they're going down the portal thing, the hatch, he's like, Savannah never disappears. Maybe my dad never meets my mother. Maybe they do. But if the Tremont's still open, that means my dad never buys it, and we never come here, and we never meet. And Carver's like, whoa, like, you're hurting my brain. And he's like, and Griffin's like, I just think we're messing with stuff we shouldn't be messing with. And then Harper's like, so you don't want to save her, like, Savannah? And Griffin's like, I just think we need to be careful. And Harper's like, don't worry, Griffin, we will be careful. But we just need to find out what's going on. And they're kind of like, they're just kind of really thinking about things. And then, and Griffin's like, I gotta get upstairs and you need to sneak out of here because remember, Harper snuck in. He's like, okay, see you later. And he's like, and they're kind of talking about, kind of stuff. And the mom is there, kind of, she couldn't really sleep. And she's like, Harper, keep it down. And he's like, oh, hey, Mom. It's like, Griffin, what are you doing up? It's like, I couldn't sleep, so I went to get a snack. And it's like, I couldn't sleep either. Like, your dad found some blueprints, and he just can't wait with these blueprints, and now I'm up. And he's like, well, I'm just gonna go upstairs. You good, yeah. And then the mom's kind of being suspicious of the tree mom because she hears something. For a second, I thought it was Harper, and she was gonna lift the table and the tablecloth, and I was like, oh my goodness, she's gonna see her, but no one's there. And then she just closes it, and she's kind of like, I don't know about this place. She didn't say that, but she kind of had like a look. I'm not sure if. Yeah, I think this is where the theme song comes in. I could be wrong, but okay, there we go. And we see like the marsh trees. We see Savannah. We see Griffin and Harper. And we see the bunker girl missing. See Griffin and Harper more. And we get the titles: Secrets of Sulphur Springs. Is it Sulphur Springs Siren? Local Mestro wins award. Hubble eventually reaches space. Well, what's that about? Young camper still not found. Oh, yeah, today. And, and Griffin's trying to do more information, and and he's like, But then, like, he's like, what am I missing? And he hears something. What's going on? And he sees salt everywhere. It's like a salt circle or something. And then we had the twins. I forgot their name. Wendell and whatever her name is. I don't know. And Griffin's like, oh my goodness, this guy scared me. And he's like, oh, we put salt there to ward off evil spirits. Okay. And he's like, we hear something. We should go check it out. He's like, oh, okay. And we see Bendis breaking down the wall. Oh my goodness. And Griffin's like, Dad, what are you doing? He's like, oh, just a secret wall back here. But I like the wall. Well, I mean, before he says secret room, he's kind of like, it looks like a perfectly good wall. We see he just said, I'm just damaging one wall. He's like, well, it's a perfectly good wall. He's like, oh, there's just a secret room back here. And then, this is kind of like a side plot with them where he's kind of later, kind of like, we found another cold spot. Like, Savannah. Like, and that's why he's wearing this hat. And then the mom comes in. He's like, whoa, what's going on? And she immediately protects the children. He's like, I'm trying to tear down this wall. And I can't believe I even got this. This is actually my thumbnail for the, I forgot what it was, the season 1 trailer reaction or review. But this was the exact spot. And I'm like, where is this from? But I guess he was like tearing down a wall. He said, okay, come on. No exceptions, come on. He said, hey, Griffin, Bud, like, hand me that. Flashlight. Oh, and, he's just trying to turn on the lights, but it's not working. And just trying, going in, and they're looking around, the place, and trying to be careful. And Griff's like, hey, Dad, do you know what this is? And he's like, I'm not sure, but I think it's a workshop. And so, oh, okay, that could be interesting. And just looking at stuff, and I'm like, well, look at all this stuff before. And I just want to play this right here. But like you see how the dad immediately reacted, but he was kind of like in a trance first, where he's like, and we hear that was Savannah's voice. We hear Savannah's voice for the first time, and in her this song is actually the end credits actually, so we're kind of like, oh, that's Savannah's voice, because she's in the end credits. So I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. But she's singing a song like, oh, there's a place in Louisiana. Because they live in Louisiana. Oh, with the sugar marsh trees, and Ben immediately freaks out. He's trying to turn it off, but it's not working, and just unplugs it. And Griffin's like, Dad, are you okay? And Ben's kind of like freaking out, and Griffin's like, Dad, who was singing that song? What was the song about? And and Ben is like, Griffin, your mom's right. It's not safe in here. Come on. Griffith's like, oh, okay. And he just walks out, and Ben's just, looking around, and, he's staring at the record. And I'm just going to leave it right there. There's plenty of more stuff. We, get back with, when, we blah. Okay, so when we see the frame of the record player, we see what Harper's up to. She goes home. I'm not even sure it was before or after this. I don't know, but oh, sorry. Okay. But so we see Harper, and she gets in, and Topher's watching a scary movie, and Topher's like, you were at the train, Mom, weren't you? Like, I should tell Mom. He's like, Mom doesn't like you watching scary movies. Like, she told not to do that. He's like, oh, you're blackmailing me? He's like, yeah, I am. Oh, whatever. And I'm, well, he's not really whatever, but like, and she's like, you know what? I had a rough night. Because I may or may not have been at the Tremont. So just keep the screams down. He's like, ah! He's a scary movie. But he was sitting really close. That kind of bugged me. So I'm like, what happens next? It's like the next morning, and or next afternoon. I keep from forgetting, but Harper's kind of talking with her mom, and like she actually goes into the cafe actually, and he's like, oh hey Mom. He's like, oh hey Harper, like, where were you? You had a rough night? And he's like, oh, pretty rough night. And he's like, oh, you had the Tremont, weren't you? He's like, Topher told me, and I'm like, oh jeez, Topher. But here's the thing. We don't know if Topher was ever caught with the scary movie thing, so I'm kind of taking the point off, like, come on. Harper got in trouble, but not Topher. Whatever. Point off for you. So what happened next? Okay, and Harper's like, Mom, I just had to ask you something. Like, I'm so, but she's like, I wasn't really at the Tremont. I was just like, you're by the campsite, nothing but like hardwood and stuff. And he's like, that's close by the Tremont area. You're not supposed to be there. Come on, I'm worried about you. He said, I appreciate that, Mom, but You don't have to be. I just had to ask you something. Yeah, sure, baby. Like, what is it? Did you ever go to camp there? Because I think there was like a preview like of episode 3 from the end of episode 2, and she's like, you know how I feel about that place, Harper. I never went there because Harper's like, look, I saw you in the cafe, saw you kind of talking to. I forgot if she said this or not, but like, you're talking to Griffin's dad, so I'm kind of like, you know Griffin's dad. Everyone here went to the Tree Mountain for like summer camp, and you didn't. And he's like, you know how I just felt about that place. I just don't like it. That's not something I want for myself. That's not what I want for my kids. Okay? He's like, okay, Mom. But at the end of episode 2, the preview for episode 3, we know what happens. But okay, what happens next? Oh yeah, the twins, so Wendell and the girl, um, they're talking to their dad. Hey, we found these cold spots all over the house. We don't. I think they go to the mom first. And so, oh, we found these cold spots all over the house, and we just think Savannah. Is this not Savannah? But we'll explain the cold spots. It's like, hey, your dad, want to take over here? Like, hey, hon, do you want to take over? It's, oh yeah, sure, honey. And it's like, what about the cold spots? It's like it's a creek-filled house. Everything can be explained by logic and stuff. And then Ben's like, hey, Griffin, tell your siblings that there's no such thing as ghosts. And he's like, just no such thing as ghosts. What happened? I think Griffin and meets up with Harper again to go. I probably had these scenes all mixed up. I'm sorry, I watched the episode yesterday, but whatever. Oh, okay. Um, so I'm moving around a lot, just getting settled in back into this chair. Getting used to it. But what else? Okay. Harper and Griffin, as Harry and Hermione as their nicknames, they go in, to the portal, and they see Savannah kind of painting. Is it, what's going on? Oh, actually, first, some camp counselors, it's like, those two ruffians need to be punished. Whoever, affected the springs. Is it, oh yeah, it was Ben and Savannah. Cut them red-handed. He's like, I want the punished. Oh, don't worry. They're serving the punishment. Good. Yeah. Oh, okay. And you see Savannah painting. He's like, we heard about the whole thing. And he's like, it's okay. It wasn't your fault. You didn't say anything. So, we got caught. And Savannah's like, you just want you want to stand here? Or you want to help me paint? He's like, yeah, I'll help you paint. So, okay. And then Griffin actually asked Savannah, hey, do you know where Ben's at? And he's like, this is over there. And he's like, other way. Oh, right, sorry. And he's like, hey, Ben. He's like, oh my goodness, Griffin, you scared me. But he actually doesn't say Griffin, sorry. Harry. Harry, you scared me. Oh, sorry. And he's like, we heard about the prank fiasco. What we gonna do about it? And they're sort of kind of hanging out. And he's like, he's, again, about the snake thing. I'm sorry about that. And it's okay. He's like, my dad gave me an earful, about it. And he's like, and I love this because Ben's like, does your dad ever treat you like that? Is he bad as my dad? And he's like, well, he can be rough on me sometimes. He's talking to his dad as a kid. This is really funny. And he's like, Savannah seemed really close. It's like, yeah, we're really close. So that's interesting. Um, and Harper and Savannah just talking. Savannah's like, I'm just gonna go because I think they're finished painting. And then this girl shows up, and I'm like, oh, okay, who's this? Excuse me, sorry. What happens? What was her name? All right, she goes up to Hermione in quotes. And say, "Oh hey, you shouldn't be hanging out with the Savannah girl. She's all trouble. I don't know what she sees in. I don't know what Ben sees in her." And it's like, oh, you must be new. My name's Jessica. People call me Jess. And Harper's like, what? Wait, what? And when I'm kind of looking at her, I'm like, is that Harper's mom? She kind of looks like her. So, and then when Griffin was talking to Harper, it's kind of first person now, which I kind of like. It's all in the same episode where Griffin was saying, "I can't believe my dad lied to me about not knowing Savannah," and now Harper's talking to Griffin. My mom lied to me. She said she never went to camp here. She lied. She was there, and it was kind of weird. He's like, I think she kind of had a thing. I think my mom kind of has a thing for your dad. It's a little bit weird. And Griffin's like, a little bit weird? Is it okay? A lot weird. That was kind of funny. But, but, and she kind of had like a little grudge with like Savannah, Jess. So I'm kind of like, oh, okay, what's that about? Um, and then Ben's kind of like, Harper, I think this is getting way out of our hands. I think we need to tell the grown ups, like the adults. And they're having kind of like a back and forth here, which I think is pretty good. It's like, really? Like, what if they get in the way? What if we can't go anymore? What if them being two versions of themselves in the timeline messes with things even more? And Griffin's like, this is getting too dangerous. We're just kids. And they're going through the portal, and just talking some more. And it's like, Harper, I just don't know what to do. And this may be even better way to save Savannah if we get some answers. Come on, you talk to your mom, and I'll talk to my mom because my dad is not budging. And also Harper mentioned that my dad passed away when I was 4 years old. So okay, that's sad. And Griffin's like, yeah, I'm sorry, but that was early in the episode. I forgot. And Harper's like, oh, okay, and then we have Griffin just Harper just goes home. She doesn't talk to her mom, but we have Griffin talking to her mom, and she's kind of like you see, are you just gonna stand there gonna help me pull out the weeds? And so okay, well, mom, I have to talk to you. That's been lying. She like he went to camp here. You know that, but he knew Savannah. He's like, he told you this? Like, no, you made it up. He's like, yes, no. Like, he doesn't know how to say it. Like, time travel is crazy. And he's like, I don't like being lied to, Griffin. And like, you have to just go to your room, and like, oh, you were doing this with Harper, weren't you? And said like, and like, even Griffin said like, you just had to come to the basement. I'll show you. But he's like, you've been in the basement, well, not anymore. So like, his plan just backfires. And he's like, and then Griffin's mother, and it's just like, and then we just have Griffin just kind of at a place of, what do I do? And then he just we did but he just goes to sleep. Everyone's sleeping, and we just hear the of the house, and we hear a bunch of wind. We see Griffin's window open, and then we saw Harper right in front of him. It's like, oh my goodness, Harper, what are you doing? And Griffin, that's Griffin, and Harper's like, I couldn't sleep, I had to see you, and the window's open, so I just went in. I'm sorry, I'm just getting like a romantic tension here. It's like Romeo and Juliet. It's kind of weird. And it's like, did you talk to your dad? Like your mom? she didn't believe me, and I didn't even know what to say really. And it's like, yeah. And then, and both of them, it's like, both, they're kind of equal with this, where he's like, Griffin, I'm scared. I'm scared too, Harper. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, we're way over our heads. We're doing time traveling. We just realized my dad and your mom knew each other, and they're lying about it. And they kind of, your mom kind of had a crush on my dad. This is all crazy, and they're not telling us about it. And then we just hear like a noise, and oh my goodness! And then you just both side by side, and their first instinct after standing next to each other and looking is they hold each other's hand, and they're still holding their hand while the camera zooms in the door, and then that's the end of the episode. Okay. um and then I guess like a little preview spoiler for episode 4, where all I remember was that Jess was kind of putting on makeup on. I guess like Harper was kind of helping her mom, kid mom, and she's like, "Oh, don't you agree that would be better? This whole camp, this summer camp, would just be better off if Savannah just go away." And Harper's like, So I'm kind of like, so did Jess do something to Savannah? That's kind of like my most likely suspicion now. Sorry, I'm just looking at the window for a second. Oh my god, it's been such a long time since the window's been on my, since the frog has been on my window. Because that doesn't happen on my house, so. Oh god, that's so weird. But I just gotten so used to that, and now I'm back here to see on my window. I'm like, oh my goodness. But, it's just their mind some business. It's not doing anything. Just sitting there. Okay. But besides that, the frog on the window. Okay, episode 3. 95%. This was a fantastic episode. I think it even went up because, like, yeah, episode one was 95, episode 2 was 90, episode 3 is 95. So when you score, then went down, and then went up again. So first 3 episodes of the season is fantastic. And we learn a lot of stuff. More romantic tension between Griffin and Harper, especially the last one where the first instinct is to hold each other's hand. I'm kind of convinced with it, but but it may just be like a best friends thing. Okay. Some more romantic tension between Griffin and Harper. We get confirmation that what was her name? Jess, Harper's mom, Harper and Topher's mom, went to camp. Knew Savannah, knew Ben. Ben knew Savannah. People lied about it. The kids, Topher, not Topher, Wendell and the girl, they're kind of doing their own investigation of Savannah, kind of finding the cold spots, and they were like mapping the house out. Oh, that's pretty cool. So, fantastic episode. Little sneak peek episode 4. We're just doing I don't know what, putting makeup on. But everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. Give me a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share the video. And I'll see you guys later today, hopefully, for Secrets of Sulphur Springs, Season 1, Episode 4. And I'll see you then. Okay. Bye. And it's good to be back in my dorm.